Ist denn der Klebepunkt richtig gesetzt? Der müsste eigentlich ein bisschen tiefer sein, oder?
For Andreas Wagner, precision is key, and the quality of his company's solar panels is top priority. His product manager is pointing out tiny flaws in the glass, invisible to the average eye. Wagner and his company have been producing high-quality solar technology for more than 30 years, with a unique business philosophy.
More than 100 of our employees are essentially shareholders in the company. We have no outside shareholders in our business.
After 2 years in the company, any employee can apply to become a shareholder. And there's another difference. The gap between Wagner's salary and that of a product manager or warehouse worker is much smaller than in other companies. Executives here earn 1/3 less than elsewhere, but they get flexible working hours in exchange.
It's very practical, especially if you have kids. If you have to pick them up from kindergarten early, which does happen once in a while, it's not a problem. You just check in with your colleagues. You can balance work and private life here really well.
Wagner believes his policies make employees here happier and more dedicated to their work. He says that's the only way to compete. The company posts 200 million euros in sales, 40% of it abroad. But making a profit has never been the firm's sole focus since it was founded in 1979.
If you look at the founding members, only one has left. The others are still here. And here's a picture from today. We were all committed opponents of nuclear energy, but we wanted to be for something. We wanted to develop new ideas and new concepts. And that's how we came up with the idea of making solar thermal equipment. The point was to work as a team without hierarchies and to build a company together.
Keine Hierarchien zu dulden, sondern dass man gemeinsam arbeitet, gemeinsam eine Firma aufbaut.
Back when the founding members created the company, equal salaries and democratic decision-making were in vogue. But even today, managers on all levels are still selected by the employees. It doesn't always work out the way everyone wants. Managing director Sabine Altmann didn't get her job the first time round.
It was definitely a bitter setback, and my faith in the company was shaken a bit. But then I tried again, and it worked the second time. Learning to deal with that kind of frustration is all part of the process.
Even the co-founder, Andreas Wagner, can be voted out of his post at any time. Those in leadership positions have to stay on their toes.
There's a saying that everyone is promoted until they reach the highest level of their incompetence. We have a way back down the ladder, and I think that's good. You may lose face a bit, but it happens often, so it's a normal part of the business.
Instead of being pushed out the door, ex-managers are welcomed back into the team. Wagner's unusual business model has made him a popular and respected employer with workers of all ages.
Idealism has to be put into practice. I stand behind the work being done here. I support renewable energy. I started my career here, and I'm convinced that I have a good chance of moving up in this company.
The Wagner company hopes to weather the current crisis by pre-financing large solar parks and finding investors later on. The solar industry is facing tough times in Germany. Last year, the company was even forced to lay off some of its staff. But Andreas Wagner is optimistic that his self-governed and highly motivated workforce will remain one step ahead of the competition.